Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm Undrai Fizer. It's about 2:25, and I just wanted to share something with you for today. Some of you are at work, or some of you may be getting off from work, or some of you may be at your computer on Facebook. And I want you to feel comfortable with doing this thing that's in your heart that you haven't done before, but you've done it before in your heart, and your heart is telling you to do it, and your heart is showing you how to do it, and your love for what it's going to do will teach you. And a lot of times the spirit of wisdom is going to lead us to express ourselves in a brand new way. And how you're going to express yourself is going to really shift you. And it's nice to see you too. It's going to really shift you, and it's going to shift the way you see yourself, and it's going to shift the way you are received by others. But more so, it's going to shift the way you receive yourself. And sometimes when we do something brand new, when we express ourselves in a way that we are not accustomed to expressing ourselves. And I'm not talking about temporary expressions. I'm talking about when God brings a shift into your entire life. Sometimes, because I know a lot of us are churchgoers, or we're spiritual people or believers per se, when we're in service, the times when the atmosphere is high, and people are dancing and shouting. Well, that's a corporate feel. That's a corporate expression. That's a corporate reality, and people are happy. But there comes a time when God sends an atmosphere that's for an individual, when he wants to speak to the earth. He's not speaking to the body at that particular time. He's speaking to the earth. We could be in church and we could shout and folks are dancing. Really, that's the time for an instruction to come forth that's going to produce a new possibility or a new manifestation. But there comes a time, again, when God is speaking to the earth. He's not speaking to the Sunday morning, because every group has a God says to do this today. But there comes one moment when God is speaking to everything. And that's the call of destiny. And God may do that to you. He's going to say something that you haven't experienced before. And it may cause people to laugh. One thing I found is that when you get ready to do something, you're nervous because you know you're going to get laughed at or questioned or looked at. You're going to get looked at weird. And none of us like to get looked at weird. We don't like to get looked at like, what? Now, what is that? Because we don't know how to combat that. Everything won't flow in a certain comfortability or agreement with you when you're getting ready to do or experience something that you've never done before. When Sarah was told she was going to bring a child at an old age, she laughed, and the angel said, "You laughed." She said, "No, I didn't." And the angel said, "Yes, you did." Sometimes laughter is a sign of, I can't believe it's true, and I can't believe it's me. So I'm going to tell you, you're going to be led to do something, not just do something. This is fresh, not just do something. Because sometimes if you're led to do something, you're not obligated to become the thing you do. You're only free to do it and return to the emotion and personality that you lived before you done it. So God is not leading you to do something. He's leading you to be something. He's not leading you to go do something and then return back to the same mind scheme you had before, and then you just brag on what you've done. No, whenever God leads you to do something, he's calling you to be something that may establish laughter around you, people are going to laugh when you do something because you're about to be something. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Raise your hands. So you're about to be moved into a season of laughter. Well, there may be some laughing at you and laughing with you and laughing at you because now you're about to be something, not to return again to the mindset you had before you done it. You're being led to do something, which is be something. God's definition of doing is being. If he calls you to do something, he's inviting you to become something. So whenever you get an instruction to do something, say goodbye to yourself. Whenever you get instructed to do something from the spirit of wisdom, begin to say goodbye to yourself, because he is calling you to put an end to who you are right now. Not dying or we're going to your funeral, but we're putting an end to an experience, putting an end to a familiarity, putting an end to a comfortability, putting an end to being predictable, putting an end to people knowing every move you're making and they know your emotions. You're being called now to become who you've always been. And so that's where we are, being a new dimension of being someone else that you were not before you done this particular thing. It's going to create a funniness, a disturbance, a nervousness, a laughter at you, a laughter against you, and it may cause you to laugh at yourself. Like me, it may seem funny and odd, but get ready to be odd and get ready to be funny and get ready to experience an atmosphere that seems to be chaotic for a season. And people are wondering what's really going on. Get ready for that. Get ready for it. As a matter of fact, some of you are already going through that right now. Some of you are already going through this right now. Some of you are already going through this situation of things being odd and laughter against you behind your back. Some of you are going through that right now, wondering what's up with that. What is this? And make sure you don't laugh at yourself. Make sure you don't laugh yourself out of a new place. And make sure you don't laugh yourself out of an agreement, because sometimes new things bring on an absurdity. God is calling some of you to be absurd in this season. You're going to become something that nobody ever thought was you. You're going to experience something that nobody ever saw in your personality, because God doesn't call you to a personality. He calls you to a destiny. And sometimes we establish personalities that protect us from moving forward. Sometimes we establish personalities in ourselves that keeps us from going forward. You feel me? So there's going to be some laughter, but it's not funny, and don't be hurt. Because when people begin to laugh at you, you're becoming something they never saw. So whenever you're getting called to do something, it's God calling you to be something for the rest of your life. And say goodbye. Say goodbye to who you've been, and say goodbye to how you felt. Because you're going to be called into another frequency of your spirituality, and it's going to shift your persona. So don't take it personal. Whatever offenses that happened before the shift, let them be a charge off. Let those offenses be charged off against the credit. It's not going to be paid back. Let it be a charge off. How many of you let it be a charge off? Because you are no longer that person that was offended by whoever. Whenever God calls you to this new frequency, and it's happening right now, whatever was held against who you were is a charge off. Whoever offended you, it's a charge off, because that person who was offended is no longer alive. That offended person is not going into this new dimension. That offended person died along with the pain that people gave it. It died along with the pain that you gave others. You understand what I'm saying? That is what would make it easy for you to forgive others and for them to forgive you. And if they don't forgive you, it's whatever. You can forgive them. It's a charge off. It's a charge off. because the person who was offended is dead. You are no longer that person. You're going to be laughed at. Whenever there is a great dimension and a new Abrahamic shift where you're about to birth an Isaac from a barren state, there's going to be a word sent to you. There's going to be an angel of opportunity sent to you. And there was 3 of them. There was 3 angels, and the Lord was with them. There's going to be 3 shifts. There's going to be 3 words. There's going to be 3 moves. And the Lord was with them, and it told Sarah, you're going to bring forth this child. You're going to bring it. Told Abraham, you're going to do it. He says, come eat with us. And the Lord was with him. The Lord was with them. There's going to be 3 words or 3 opportunities that come that affirm that a shift is upon me. There's going to be a shift financially. It's going to be a shift spiritually. And it's going to be a shift relationally. There's going to be shift in your provision. There's going to be shift in your spirit. There is going to be a shift in people around you. There's going to be a shift in those 3s. Let me know that you understand what I'm saying, because now I'm moving out here now. You understand? There's going to be a laughter at you, but make sure you don't laugh at yourself. And make sure you don't laugh at yourself. And make sure you don't laugh yourself out of giving birth to some new shift. It's happening. And this has nothing to do with religion, has nothing to do with church where you are. But it's going to happen. And some of you, you're facing it right now. So let them laugh. Because laughter against you is affirming that you're becoming something else. He's not just going to have you to do something. Because doing something is meaning he's going to have you to be something. Don't just do it. Because some of us, we're going to be obedient and then we return to how we've always been. Because we say, I've done what the Lord said, but you have not become what the Lord has called you to be. Some of us are doing what the Lord say, but we're not becoming what the Lord has become. And so you have to make sure you become what the Lord has become. Make sure that you become what the Lord is calling you to become. Not just what he's calling you to do, but what he's calling you to become. The doing is really a becoming. You feel me? So they're going to laugh. Whenever there's a freshness, it's going to be a laughter. Whenever there's a new move, there's going to be a laughter. I see you, Karen. I see you guys. Whenever there's a move, there's going to be a laughter. There's going to be a giddiness. There's going to be a laughter against, and it's going to be a laughter for. But make sure you can discern what laughter you're hearing. Just make sure you don't laugh yourself out of belief in becoming, because it feels like it's too good to be true. But it's not. It is true, and it is too good. So receive it. Receive it. It is too good. It's too good to be a lie. It is too real. So just let it be, because you're moving into this right now. 3 things: financial, spiritual, and relationally. It's happening right now. It's going to be a stirring with it right now. It's a stirring in it right now. I felt this. I was at my desk and I just felt this thing and I had to say it. I had to say it. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you, guys. I love you. I just had to say it. I had to pour it. I felt this and I'm like, I had to say it. I had to say it. It's coming. It's provision. Money's going to act different. There's going to be a different shift spiritually and a shift relationally. It's all just happening. You understand? So receive it in Jesus' name. Laughter. Move it to the new spot. Peace and love.